Hi everyone, my name is Duvan Zambrano and I will be sharing with you this presentation about the agile communication and effective communication, the strategies for the successful project delivery in a software development project in a company. First of all, we have the internal team communication. I want to highlight three key points about this. The first one is the daily meeting. Having meetings for about 15 minutes so we can concentrate on the past accomplishment and upcoming tasks. This will create like transparency and we can identify issues on time during the process of the project. The second one is the planning. So of course it's always having collaborative sessions to define goals. Everything is clear and this aspect of planning, we can use user stories and establish team commitment for upcoming recapitulation. And the last one is about presentation. This is also one point about having meetings to identify what is working well during the project and which areas we can have or we can discuss about the improvement. So this will create and ensure that we have a continuous team evolution during the project. About the external stakeholder communication, three aspects that I would like to highlight. The first one is reviews and demos. So it is important it is to have demonstration showing complete features to the stakeholders. So considering that this is a software development, it is important that the stakeholders can see how the project is, the evolution of the project, and they can check what is done. The second one is the product access alteration. So having collaborative sessions with the product owners, where we can clarify the requirements and of course prioritize the features of the software and make sure that this aligns the goals of the company, the project objectives. And finally, the stakeholders corrections. As we know, the stakeholder play an important role in these kind of projects, and it is important that they can have regular meetings or they can execute um, decisions when a correction is needed on the project during the project. Right. Now I want to share with you what can be the challenges or and the impact of the communication during the project. So the first one is the scope shift. When the stakeholders require a change or they want to modify something, it is important that we can understand and they can understand the impact that this will have on the timeline and the resources. So it is critical for the timeline of the project. The second one is the technical responsibility. So we're talking about software development. Most of the times, these can include technical terms and technical complexity that it will be hard for some stakeholders to understand. So if they misunderstand that, this can create unrealistic expectations for them. The third challenge that I can identify is the teams, the how the teams distribute. This is a software development, as I mentioned you, and sometimes the companies have a different work in different countries or cities where the time zones, the cultural difference, and the remote work can create challenges affecting collaboration effectiveness. So, and the final one is stakeholder availability. So the stakeholders play an important role, and they're most of the time people making decisions during the project. So it is important that they understand decision not considering on time will create a delay on the project, the same that the feedback, if they don't give a feedback on time, This can create a project bottlenecks and rework. As the recommendation that we can consider to have an agile communication during the project, the first one is establish communication charter. So we can use a chart to define roles, responsibilities, meetings, cadences, and all the escalation paths. So document preferred communication channels for different scenarios will be help for this. The second one is the implement visual management. So during the project, we can use digital boards, charts, and progress dashboards to provide the real-time visibility of the project status and evolution. The third one is to create a stakeholder manual, um, educate the stakeholders on agile processes to avoid delays, to avoid rework. It is important. So it's also important that they can understand what's their role in success and how can this affect and impact the timeline of the project. And finally, technology tools. The use of technological tools, it is very important in this kind of projects because these can implement effective geographic and time-based. We can use effective geographic and time-based video conferencing and collaboration platforms where we can share all these meetings and all the communication that needs to be between the whole team. So it is very, very important the use of technological tools. That was all. Thank you so much for your attention.